Okay, so I want to share something that an AI songwriter posted, and sort of in frustration, feeling some heat, feeling some stigma for using AI uh, in her songwriting. She's a little cagey about it, as many AI songwriters are. And you'll hear it in this thing that she posted, that she keeps emphasizing lyrics, 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 kind of leaving it a little bit open-ended. So, did you write the music? Someone at some point posed that question, and it was kind of confirmed that, yeah, she did not write the music, that AI wrote the music. Um, anyway, this is what she wrote, and then I'll give you my response, and then kind of bridge into something else that I think flows from it. So she says, and the reason I picked this is because I see some version of this post all the time. It's very common for AI songwriters to get kind of defensive and to throw some very similar kind of arguments out there. Kind of, you know, this is the future. You can't stop the progress, the forward march of time, and you know, this is a tremendous tool. And I have to use this. I have no like this. I can't do. What else you want me to do? I've got to do this. This is the tool that's available for me to make my vision come to life. Anyway, this is what she says. I see that most groups and most people are highly against using AI. I understand that AI is very disliked. I'm not in disagreement. I also don't like when people use AI to produce lyrics and everything, then claim it as their own, and most don't even sound good. But I've been using it as a tool. I write my own lyrics and then create demos and songs using AI as a tool. I want to be taken seriously because I take my lyrics and storytelling through music seriously, but feel like I'm unable to share what I write and create because right off the bat, people will see that I used AI to help me put the song together, so no one will even give them a chance. I absolutely do not use AI for any of my lyrics. I want to start using my own vocals, but first want feedback on my lyrics and songs. Exposing my lyrics and personal stories is vulnerable enough, and putting my own vocals out there is maybe even scarier for me, lol. So where can I go for opinions on my lyrics and songs that won't be immediately dismissed for using AI as a tool? I'm my own worst critic and very self-conscious, and I'm just looking for a group or a couple of people to share with where I'll be taken seriously. I've only shared a few with a very few close friends and family so far. Today I've been trying to post it in groups and have gotten declined every single time. And here's what I said in response. I'll respond as someone who's been writing songs for a long time and is against AI songwriting. You're using AI to write the music for you. It's more than demoing, it's more than a tool, it's more than helping to put the song together. For the same reasons you don't like to see people using AI to write the lyrics, the method you're using will predictably draw some opposition. Two things for you to consider. One, when you use AI to write all or part of the song for you, for instance, using AI to write the music for your lyrics, as you currently are, you don't own and can't copyright the AI contribution. Google human authorship requirement if you're not familiar with the issue I'm talking about. Many people using AI to write have no idea about this restriction and assume they own the resulting song entirely. But for any serious songwriter, this limitation should be a deal breaker. Furthermore, the terms of service for whatever AI platform you're using may impose additional restrictions and caveats on your use of the output. For instance, you may not have the license to post. The output may not be unique, i.e. recycled AI, and the output may not be guaranteed to be non-infringing. I'm not an attorney. But you can easily verify what I'm saying and learn more by doing a deep dive with someone like Top Music Attorney on YouTube. Number two, go back in time a few years before Suno or AI existed, and everyone who was in your shoes simply took the plunge and learned how to write songs themselves the best they could. If you aspire to write songs, dive in and just do it. Your first efforts will probably be rough, but you'll soon find your voice and methods and start feeling good about what you're writing. It's not that hard to get a little dangerous. I started writing when I was 14, and I couldn't play or sing a lick. I taught myself some chords and practiced singing in tune with albums, and within a year, I was starting to put it all together. I'm sure there are countless other people here who have a similar story. Everyone in these groups is in some sense in a similar vulnerable spot, expressing thoughts and ideas that are important to us and hoping to get it right. If you truly want to express yourself through song, embrace the struggle of learning the ropes. Decisions are currency. Table stakes should be that you want to call all the shots yourself, not delegate part of it to the easy button. So, good luck figuring out your path forward. Okay, and then there's a whole, there's particularly the minute I open my mouth on this subject, there's going to be somebody who just makes kind of a weird straw man retort, about how I'm a Luddite and the forward march of progress, and AI is here to stay, and do you really think that if this technology existed back in the 50s and 60s that people wouldn't have used it? A whole bunch of weird arguments and kind of ignoring the plain fact of what I'm saying. And so, as I've said before, AI doesn't threaten me. AI annoys me, and very specifically, the sifting through the proliferation of these AI authored songs I'd rather not listen to in these kind of groups is a full-time nuisance. But here's a comparison that I recently hit upon that kind of, I think, maybe contextualizes it. So there was a time, believe it or not, when karaoke was a new craze, and there was a little hubbub of, well, what's going to happen to live music? Karaoke is going to come and replace live music. Okay, so fast forward to now, present day, and I think we all know that karaoke has not replaced live music. Karaoke, while sort of peripheral to live music, is kind of an amateur's facsimile of live music. It's a way that someone who is not the singer in a band and doesn't, hasn't put in the time and it doesn't have the legwork or the experience, is a way for them to immediately kind of get up on stage and experience a facsimile of the dream for just a moment. And they're going to have fun with their friends. But here's something that's also true, is that nobody goes and says, I want to hear some live music tonight. Let's go find somewhere where people are singing karaoke. And just inevitably someone's going to amaze us. Whatever the movie duets things aside, that just isn't how karaoke works. Karaoke is the amateur facsimile of the more difficult to obtain sort of actual dream professional experience of getting up and singing, live music. It's, in some ways, you can say it could be a stepping stone. If you're nervous about singing, you could sort of put your foot in the water in karaoke and then turn your attention towards taking the steps to do it for real. But they don't immediately flow one to the other. Similarly, AI songwriting makes accessible a facsimile of the experience of writing a song. You get this sort of feeling, all these people kind of report that, their lyrics came to life. You get this kind of, derivative song machine, gives you oh, geez, how great, I'm listening to my words being sung. But it's not, it's a dead end activity for the reasons that I mentioned. Writing songs with AI, as it stands right now, is not like a viable way to write songs that have a future, that have potential, that are exploitable. And yeah, someone's going, yeah, but wait, these AI songs are getting posted everywhere and they're getting lots of clicks, and then not really. Can you, it just there's very little sense that the industry is making a massive shift in that direction for many reasons, but that's just the bottom line. And when you talk about like this kind of level of use, people who have kind of like, who are just like dipping their foot in the pool and are using AI to kind of catapult themselves further forward than they possess the skill to do on their own. It's tempting for them to think, and it was great, but in fact what it is it was like karaoke. So yeah, the karaoke, it's like sitting there and wondering, I got up on stage and I didn't even need a band because the instruments were already there for, it's already just pre-recorded and I could sing along with it. And so I didn't need a band. I didn't need to practice with, I didn't need band practice or to meet musicians or to get our act together. I didn't need it. I could just get up and sing. It was amazing. That's really close to like, not to how some people talk about their sort of neophyte amateur songwriting efforts using AI, and also how it sounds to me, how it feels to me as someone who's a very experienced songwriter. That I don't need to listen to this. It's a waste of my time to listen to it. I'm putting aside my my moral quandary, my feelings about AI in general in our society, and other reasons that I would never use it myself, as is my prerogative. But putting that aside, it's a waste of my time to like try to, if I can only listen to a handful of songs a day and give people like meaningful feedback who are asking for it, it's a waste of my time. Just like it's kind of a waste of my time to like give people vocal feedback on, or to say, what do you think of my band? I don't think you have a band. I think you went to karaoke night. And I could talk to somebody about their vocal technique, I guess, but it would be a rare bird among karaoke singers who even is cognizant of what they're doing enough to even really hear what I'm saying, or to care, or think it matters, because it's not what karaoke requires. Karaoke doesn't require that you be a great singer. If you're like halfway decent and can carry a tune in a Home Depot bucket, you're way ahead of most karaoke singers. It's an amateur experience that is predominantly performed by amateurs, many of whom, so it lowers the bar a lot. Which is not like, I've sung karaoke too, and no one gives a hoot. I'm a very good singer, and I can sing karaoke. I can go up and I can do a good job, and no one really cares, because what they're really thinking about is, my turn is, I'm up next, or I'm up two from, what song am I doing next? Yay! No one really cares about listening to karaoke. I think we all know this. And it's kind of like that with the AI songs. It's like, you might be impressed that, it's amazing that your song, your ideas came to life by magic, but it really didn't the bar got lowered a lot to get there. And you may not hear it, but it did. I mean, I'll tell you a real world, like, sometimes I listen to Songtown, which is like, they'll do these live streams where these professional songwriters in Nashville will like kind of critique. They'll listen to a verse and a chorus of people's songs and just kind of critique it through the lens of, is this pitchable? how could this be more pitchable in a Nashville song pitch kind of setting? And increasingly, there's a trend for songwriters who are pursuing that goal to take their entirely human authored songs. They wrote everything. They wrote the lyrics and the music, but to use AI just to demo it in the hopes that that's how it'll sound clean. It's cheaper than getting studio musicians to cut a demo of it. It'll make it slick. It'll make it sound good. It'll make it stand out, I think is what everyone thinks it will do. However, if you sit and you listen to like a Songtown, and listen to one of these sessions, maybe you'll disagree with me, but I listen to it and I'm like, it actually has kind of the opposite effect, because all these AI demos kind of sound the same. And so it takes away any opportunity to, in some small way, kind of distinguish that song. Whereas just like a simple kind of table demo or scratch demo, like just you and your guitar, just doing your best to kind of get through it and kind of convey the idea, inevitably something from the heart comes through in even those kind of crude demos. There's parts you care about and that you kind of give your energy, like your energy rises and falls. Your energy can't help but emphasize kind of where you're feeling it the most. And those scratch demos inevitably sound more interesting than these polished, homogeneous AI demos, where you really have to start to pick them apart and say, well, is this a good turn of phrase or not? It kind of is, because it's kind of hard to say it grabbed you. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but a lot of these AI demos sound the same, because AI music is the karaoke of music. In everything that it's used to do, it's the karaoke of it. It's the karaoke of band players. Yeah, it made some kind of bubbly, cartoony version. We all kind of know that look of the AI poster, and it's, in some ways, it's slick, but it's also kind of a facsimile of graphic design, right? It's kind of safe and boring, and they all look the same, and they all start to just feel the same, and they all start to be increasingly ignorable. So, I know I kind of went off on a tangent, but hopefully, tell me in the comments what you think. Do you agree with me that, yeah, you've probably had enough time now to consume AI creative material? Do you agree with me that it's kind of, there's a sameness to it, there's a recognizable homogeneity, and that maybe you agree with me, it's kind of boring, and maybe it is a little bit like karaoke. It is the amateur facsimile. I'd love it if everyone agreed with me, but practically nobody watches these videos anyway, so I'm glad that you made it this far if you even did. So, all right, till next time, take it easy.